The theme of the competition is quite general because it's about daylight, but there's no life without daylight. So the competition also calls for watching the problems with life. There would be sustainability, the climate considerations, the threats. Daylight is the perfect mean to describe the world and its problems.
Today we just looked through 468 projects from 73 countries coming from 5 regions. And we are looking to find one winner from each of the 5 regions within the 2 categories. The 2 categories being daylight in buildings and daylight investigations. I think what really stood out for me was to see the variety of what students are interested in.
Some are more talking about space and light, some are more talking about technical solutions, some are talking about the social role of light in architecture. So I think it was a wide spectrum, and especially the winning entries did underline important questions of today, and they were ethically and socially consistent in a way. And I think that these coming architects will, if they continue that qualities and those discussions, they will become very important for our coming built future.
The imagination, the creativity that the student has expressed and shown in their projects has really been mind-blowing. So overall, it's been really, really nice to be part of.
The winner for the category Daylight Investigations in the region, the Americas, is Feather Guard. Feather Guard is quite impressive on the thinking for biodiversity. For years, we are used to the transparent or translucent facade with glass in urban context. It will very likely do harm to birds. Reflection and also the lights in the night could be lethal. And to prevent this bad thing from being happen, it could be expanding, folding, and just cover the lights from the building, and also to have the birds to understand it's not a glass. That's very much important, and for the biodiversity. That's why we choose it.
The winner for the category Daylight Investigation in the region Asia and Oceania is the project which is called Gaplight Collective. Congratulations! The project is based upon the phenomenon which has already its name as a handshake urban planning. The location for the project is Guangzhou, a Chinese city. Buildings are located in such a dense way that people living next to each other can greet them every day or whenever they want to by shaking hands from the windows. Being, so socially tight gives many problems when it concerns fresh air and daylight. By the use of simple methods based upon aluminum foil, the light comes from above, then it's being reflected by the film which is placed on the window and then bounces down, and it's reflected by the aluminum foil which is on the opaque fragment of the wall, and it gets down. Like all great inventions, it was so simple that one might think that why people haven't invented it before. So it deserves the prize from any possible point of view, and it's, as I said, like a great invention which should be applied as fast as it can be.
The winner for the category Daylight Investigations in the region Western Europe is Solar Sinter. Congratulations. To use clay in buildings is a sustainable way of building, but easily in rainy regions the clay plaster rains away a bit, and what is usually done is that you put lines of some materials that doesn't rain away in the facade. But this excellent device is inventing a way of burning the clay on the facade as lines, so that you can burn it and it becomes ceramic, so it doesn't rain away. And the presentation also shows how it can be used in different ways in both ceramics and directly on the plaster. So I really hope that this will be happening in reality one day. It's an excellent idea.
The winner for the category Daylight Investigations in the region Eastern Europe and the Middle East is No Daylight. No daylight means something because it's for the night. It's light system, which will collect daylight during daytime and then could be light in the night without the interference of electricity things, installations to the natural environment. And also it goes together with design. For the material, for the shape, and for the function, the design is very well done.
The winner for the category Daylight Investigations in the region Africa is Sparkling Souls. Congratulations. This entry changes the ritual of having bonfires during funeral ceremonies to a more sustainable one, to have these small devices that use daylight, and you can put them up in the trees, and in the beautiful presentation you can see it's a bit like a glimmering stars or glimmering insects in the dark night. We thought it was a very poetic way of strengthening this ritual. It's beautiful, it's poetic.
So the winner for the category Daylight in Buildings in the region Asia and Oceania, the project, which is called the Light Filter, makes a very good observation of the different forms of daylight because it concentrates upon protecting fireflies. Our civilization makes it hard for fireflies, and they are getting more and more rare. And here, the authors created a very interesting landscape with 3 elements created to benefit of the fireflies and to people, because it gives a very nice recreational area for people who would come here. And for fireflies, the protection. It's placed in a very delicate manner in the natural environment. It's devoted for living creatures, and that's why we liked that solution very much. The way how the project is presented is also very convincing and very attractive. Congratulations again.
The winner for the category Daylight in Buildings in the region Africa is Radiant Echoes. Congratulations. We picked up this project because of the poetic sadness in the memorial for those victims of the earthquake in Morocco. And we thought that going underground, getting that light from above, reading those names and remembering the persons is a beautiful memorial for those victims and that catastrophe that happened. So sometimes architecture can give you hope for the future and also make you stop to reflect on the past and on the future to come. The graphical presentation of the project stood out from the crowd immediately, and it's the same poetic that we saw in the project itself, we also saw in the graphics. It was easy to stop and reflect on that project, also graphically.
The winners for the category Daylight in Buildings in the region Eastern Europe and Middle East is Light Roof. The light roof is a very smart invention for the old urban context. The roof for sure will be constrained in the form or shape, and that invention, light roof, is system for the roofs in old city area, and it's quite smart. It goes together with the translucent or transparent roof, and also the plant cultivation, which we could call it urban farming in the future. So it's quite for the future, and also it's quite flexible. Talking about the roof tiles, could be going with PV panels, could be going with polycarbonate, could be a lot more things. So it's quite flexible, and also the transparent or translucent of the roof go together with the plants beneath. So that's quite smart and intelligent. Thank you.
The winner for the category Daylight in Buildings in the region Americas is lighting up the Rocinha favela. This sun tunnel solution is giving daylight to the ground of the favelas, and that means that when you walk around there, you will get daylight also to places where the daylight usually doesn't come. This project addresses the question of having daylight in your everyday life, even in places where it doesn't reach, is solving a problem in a way, and also empowering the people living in the environment and giving them a better life quality. And when light and architecture can strengthen your everyday life, then we're doing something good.
The winner of the category Daylight in Buildings in the region Western Europe is Silo of the Ambient Light. It's about in sub-Arctic region. Snow is getting disappeared or vanishing. If we do not pay much attention to that, that could be catastrophic. And also the vanishing snow, instead of that, we have the silo, and also reminds people of the vanishing snow. The silo could reflect or have kind of reflect of daylight just as snow. So that's quite inspiring. That's why we just choose it. Yeah, and the presentation is particularly beautiful, and also the illustration, yeah, very well done.
For those of you that think that you would perhaps be taking part in this competition in the future, we have from the jury some advice. Find the key sentences, the key pictures, then you can fill in with more information.
Say what you want to say. It's like with poetry, because poetry has to be very synthesized and down to the point. And the same has to be with architectural presentations. So first you find the problem, then you set the solution, then you are showing that the world will be better because of that concept. And that's what competitions are for.
The competition is not only about competing with others, it's also to find an essence in what you're doing and why you're doing it, and to underline those values that you think is important. And so I think competition is always a possibility to try out new ideas and to move it to the next level. That's the purpose of the competition.
We are very much looking forward to meet all the regional winners in Münster in August.